Hey everyone, I'm Nasty Mold and welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing the Eye of Eden this time. Before I go in, I want to just say thank you so much for how nice everyone's been and how receptive of these videos. I thought I was only going to get a few views, not a few thousand views. And everyone has been really, really nice, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So to start off the Eye of Eden, you have to get through that barrier. The barrier requires you to have 20 stars. I would recommend going in with more like 40, as many as you can really bring, because the more you have, the longer you'll make it through the Eye of Eden. And by the end of this, you are going to lose all of your stars. So just remember, don't be too discouraged. It's all about learning. It's all about being reborn in this game. So you're going to start from scratch quite a few times throughout this game if you really enjoy it. So you just have to light all 5 of those gems to open this door. Sometimes they do glitch, so you may have to back out and come back. Sometimes they'll only light halfway, or yeah. So I usually just do the Eye of Eden alone. I find more groups just takes a lot longer. You have to wait for everyone, and they put me in more jeopardy with the krill. Some people don't really know how to get out of the way properly. And right ahead there's this area. There's 2 little spaces where rocks will fly through. If the rocks hit you, you will drop to the bottom of this area and have to walk back up. And you'll also lose your light. So there is a little fire up ahead to recharge if your light is low. In this immediate area, there's no more danger, no more stuff that should be knocking you down. You can fall though, so just be careful. And this little jump you have to make here is kind of tricky. Like, I'm surprised I got it on the first time. I usually take like 5+ times to get it, so just keep trying if you're not doing it. And to the left of this area is the next area where more things will start flying at us and hitting us. In this little building there is a star, which, yeah, I already collected, but it is right there. On to the next place. So this is the more dangerous area in the Eye of Eden. Try and not lose your stars, obviously, until the very end of this, when you want to start giving your stars away. It does take a lot of practice to get through this safe. Rocks are going to fly at you, and sometimes they hit you when you're behind the barrier too, which is super fun, as you just saw. I may have been too far back though. But yeah, oh no. Okay, we're fine. So you want to stay behind like large ridges where the rocks can't hit you. And then as soon as the rocks stop and you're high enough up, just make a beeline for that pipe. Just go for it. And we came through safely. I should mention that these red things damage your light immensely if you're nearby them, and especially if you hit them, they'll like knock you out. So right here there are 2 krill patrolling this area. The one on the right side, we're just going to wait until he passes over, and then we can run through. So once he's passed there, you're good to go. Start running up. There's a little ridge you can hide under, so he can't see you about halfway up. Right here. So we're going to wait here until he passes again, just to make sure we're super safe, but if you're really fast, you probably can make it through in one shot. Okay, and here he comes again. Wait until he fully passes over you. You don't want to go too early, because if you touch him, or get too close, he can still see you. So yeah, wait until his little legs have passed. And past this point, there is a second krill that does a circle. You can wait until he passes as well. That's his light right there. And now you should be good to go. I usually take a moment to recharge here if I'm low at all, because there's going to be more rocks coming right away. So again, we're going to want to avoid these red crystals, and we're going to want to hide behind these slabs of rock. They will keep you safe. There's a lot of places... that was too soon. There's a lot of places here that you'd think you're safe at, but you're not. So make sure you're hiding behind something pretty big. There's a lot of places I used to hide behind in the beta that were safe, but now they're not in the full game. The more you play the game, though, the more you'll be able to hide and know what is safe to hide behind and how better to avoid the krills, so it's all about practice. And this is our last stretch. There is a krill ahead as well, so I usually wait until he passes on the right side because he takes quite a while to come back around. So he's on the right side now. I'm just going to go. There is a star on the left. I usually avoid it until he passes again, just to make sure I'm really safe. So wait until he passes. Be careful jumping back down because the wind can take you pretty far if you let it. There's the star. And then down this hall there is a bunch. So I think there's 10 in total in Eden. Making your way down the hall, there is a bunch of little stars, so make sure you pick them up. And in the next area is where we're going to want to start giving away our stars, and it's the area where we die, essentially. You do want to try and go as far as you can, though. Okay, so this is the final area of Eden before we're reborn. What you want to do is you want to stay close to the light and also spread the light as much as you can, while also giving your stars to these little statues of sky kits. That's going to kind of unfreeze them. So wait until the stones pass, light one of these statues, and then light the kids around them with your stars. You can sort of see where the stones are flying in the sky. They'll be flying down, and then the red on the ground is where they're hitting. And that's what will take all of your light. And once you lose your light in this area, it's pretty hard to get it back. So always try and stay close to the light and only make it to a frozen kid if you think it's safe. As you'll see here, even being behind a barrier and being close to the light will still, you can still get hit by the rocks. So always try and stay as close as you can. You do have to look around quite a bit. There's some behind you, there's some in front of you, and it's hard, it's really easy to lose your direction, so take it easy, do one at a time if you have to. Always, before you move, make sure you have like a planned route to keep it safer, like you're just going straight to this light. Don't worry about the frozen kids for the moment. Just worry about making sure there's light waiting for you. But the amount of stars you give to these frozen kids is the amount you're going to get back. So you do want to make sure you're giving out a lot of stars. And in the end of this, they'll turn into ascended candles. I think I gotta go. No. I see a little light in the distance. I'm gonna go to that one instead. Once the rocks start crashing. So we're almost at the point where there's going to be no more statues to light up to provide light. Okay, so I've lost my light. It's going to take me more stars wasted to go back and relight myself than to just light all these and carry on. So if you were to lose your light way earlier on, I would say go back, try and relight yourself so you can preserve some stars. But at this moment, is it going to recharge? No, I don't think it is. Okay, so at this moment I am just going to light these ones and carry on because I'm near the very end here. Oh my gosh, I'm getting turned around. Okay, so now I'm starting to lose my stars. I'm just gonna make it to the end at this point. So after these two star kids you can save, this is the area where there's no more light. So you are going to run through here and just get pelted by stones. And that's just how the end works. Sometimes walking works better than jumping. But it's really up to you. You want to go through here. Try and light all these kids still. But you are inevitably going to lose all your stars and die. Try your best and plan a route where you can give away the most amount of stars possible. If you are playing with more players, once you die, you kind of float around as a little spirit, and you have to wait for all of the people you're playing with to die before it continues on. So that's another reason why I like to do this alone. It just takes so long waiting, because especially if they're new players you're with, sometimes they're just hiding behind a barrier because they don't realize that you are supposed to die here. So they're scared and trying to not die. Okay, and we did it. We lost all of our stars. So what you do now is you just walk towards the end, and the corners of the screen will start to fade out. Once they faded out, it'll bring you on to the next area where you're reborn. I'm not sure why, but the audio for this clip got very wacky. It's definitely not supposed to be playing this music right now, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll pretend it's still scary for the moment. So we become a little blue spirit. If there were other players, we'd be flying around following them, and I think you can call as a blue spirit, so it'll be sort of chasing them around, yelling at them to hurry up. Hurry up and die already, guys. And here we are, we're a little sad gray spirit. In the distance is a glowing spirit, which we're going to walk towards. And they're just sitting there all sad. So you're going to hold their hand, help them up. And then you offer a nice, heartwarming hug. And at this point, you get your flight back. Let it recharge a little bit before you start flying. And then along with our flight coming back, we will miraculously get audio back, which is very nice. And then once your flight charges a little bit, just start flying upwards. It'll take you out of this area. And then the kids that we gave stars to will start to be reborn as well. And this is the fun area where you just get to fly around with all the kids you saved. It's very cinematic, very peaceful, so I will stop talking for the moment. Okay, so in this part, you get to fly with all of the ancestor spirits you've unlocked, so all of the emotes you've unlocked throughout the game. If you fly close enough to them, they'll reward you with some wax. I should mention that for the Eye of Eden, it resets once a week, so those kids that we saved won't be there if we try to do it again. I believe it resets every Sunday, but I'm not positive of that. It gives you plenty of time to collect your stars throughout the week and then come back and get some more ascended candles. And if you have a lot of friends in the game, I don't on this account because it's my alternate account I use to get all of my emotes. But if you have friends, they'll be flying through the sky. Oh, there I am, Master Wolf. And I believe if you touch them, you get wax as well. So after I show you the ascended candles, how to get them, I'm going to show you how to get exclusive ancestor spirit cosmetics as well, because a lot of people have been asking how to finish a constellation, and you have to go through the Eye of Eden to do that. So I'll be showing that at the very end. Gosh, the audio's bad again. That's okay, we'll just ignore it. So this is the very end of Eden. This is where all those kids you saved turn into stars, which kind of work like wax towards the ascended candles. The ascended candles, of course, can be used to unlock permanent wing buffs and also some emotes with your friends, which I'll eventually show you if I cover friend constellations and friends in this game in a guide. So that's all the stars. We'll go pick those up. Roughly, usually I get between 8 to 10 candles from going through the Eye of Eden. Oh, and I got just under 10 right there. It does depend how many kids you save though. So this is a constellation, much like the one in the home area of the game, but this is where you'll want to spend your ascended candles. I would recommend buying them first in the like Isle constellation and the Prairie constellation, because the further on you get, the more expensive they are. For instance, I think in the vault, they cost like 5 candles for 1 wing buff. So there we go, I have 3 of them. So that'll equate to having just 3 stars, which will start me off with 2 flaps, which is a nice start. And here's where we collect them from the spirits we just bought. So make sure you keep watching, because I'm just going to put in the exclusive Ancestor Spirit Cosmetics. In the end here, I have to go through it again on my main account, because that's where I have most of my stuff unlocked. Yeah, here we go. So I've had a few people ask me questions about their constellations. Sometimes they say that they're not completed, and I will show you what that means exactly. We do have all of the emotes if you followed my guide. So if it's not completed, you have to purchase every single node in one of these emotes. And then you're going to tap it, and it's going to say that you have to go to the light to finish the constellation. And that will summon this guy for this constellation. It's the ancestor at the very end of the aisle. And you can get an exclusive accessory from them. So this is the only one I have unlocked in the meantime. If you walk up to him, you can purchase his beard for 2 hearts. So you can look like a tiny old man. If you have the chibi mask, which is what I have on, which makes me look so small. But yeah, that's it. So if anyone has anything they want me to show them, just make a request. I can also answer questions in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. Bye!